Hey everyone, it's Peanut Butter at Kotaku, and it's time for another toy bargain hunting outing. I was away on a trip to enjoy some theme parks in Orlando, Florida, so I did not see any stores during the previous week. I did, however, go to some stores 2 days before the trip. It was close to my previous outing, but we'll see if anything changed. Before that, if you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and sub to the channel. Patreon and supers are also available if you feel like I earned it. And of course, don't forget to bash that ugly turd squirrel Ion who does the most inappropriate things in public. That is always the biggest form of support to me. I totally forgot that I mostly went to my usual run of stores rather than most of the off-kilter ones I did a few days prior. These DBZ Dokkan battle figures were still here at the time, and I should let you know that most of the ones I've seen sold out even at 20 clams, so don't wait for a price drop if you want them. All Elite Wrestling action figures have been an increasingly common feature at Ross, and I think I've said that or something similar just as many times. We saw Pain just a few days ago too, right? It was Akatsuki Mania last time. I got sidetracked, but it wasn't anything important. Let's move on. The shelves are messy like usual, but as we are closing in on Red Table season, it's only going to get more disorganized and chaotic. By the way, here's a Jack-specific Dogman action figure. It looks like it's an equivalent size to their 4-inch scale Super Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog action figures. For $8, that's a pass. Nothing much here, but I did find a Ross first timer and an unrivaled collection Ricky Starks action figure with an FTW championship belt. I know Ricky Saints is far from being a big wrestler, but man, these action figures do him no favors by making him look even skinnier. If he ever makes it to the main roster at WWE, do you think he'll ever make it to the main event scene? I really don't know. There's not much else happening in this aisle, so let's skip over to the rear shelf where we are once again greeted by a Vibration Star Zetsu anime figure. Alright, we're good with that. I know there's going to be some more new and possibly good stuff, so let's keep going. Am I the only one who doesn't like this influx of crappy UFC merch at Ross? They suck big time. Moving on to something that doesn't suck, from the Avatar we have Jake Sully's Banshee by McFarlane Toys. Before I forget and storm off, let me take a look at the price. That is, assuming I could actually find it, or if I even bothered to do so. I can't remember. Maybe I didn't do it at— oh, I guess I spoke too soon. 2,000 pennies with a 5k penny comparable value. $31 on Amazon, so that's not quite accurate. I think it's been several weeks or so since I last saw this, but we once again have a Buzz Lightyear Toy Story 30th Anniversary 12-inch action figure for $12. I know I said this before, but that's dollar to inch parity, so you know you're getting a good deal there. Can you believe those crappy ass running Naruto figures are still around? And I feel like I should be playing the Akatsuki theme at this point, but I don't want to risk getting claimed. I'll stick with what I know is safe. So the Akatsuki members I have yet to see in figure form at Ross are Conan and Hedon. I'm sure that'll happen soon enough. And I think we're done with this section, so now it's on to the plushies. As you'd expect, it's Squishmallow-rama, and some of the 2023 holiday season Squishmallows are back at Ross. We got a 10-inch cinema roll for a very nice 70 dimes. And somewhat hidden away, we have a My Melody from the same wave as the cinema roll we just saw. 28 quarters as well, and the only reason I'm not buying these now is because I got them last year. But let's move on to something I don't have, these space, alien themed sort of Sanrio Squishmallows. This thing reminds me of the Kid Robot UFO Hello Kitty figure I reviewed a while back. For $6 I'm definitely getting one, but there's a few here and I'm gonna pick the one that's in the best condition. After some long and careful consideration, most of which actually happened off camera, I went with this one. So we're done with this Ross, and we're moving on to the next Ross. It's gonna feel like deja vu because we're jumping right back into another plushie section with some familiar faces that you could probably make out. This My Melody got my attention. It looks like it's from the same line as the Hello Kitty I just bought. This was nearly an insta-buy for me, but the Squishmallow felt off, like it felt grimy, or some parts of the plush felt hard, like something spilled on it and dried up. I gotta say, that felt pretty damn gross, and here's Kuropi, which is definitely from the same line. I'm not feeling it, so he's going back as well. I thought that was pretty much it for the plushies, but I found some Pokemon on the bottom shelf. I didn't bother learning its name, and I don't feel like looking it up, but it goes for $9. Let me know if that's a good price, because I don't feel like checking that neither. Going back to that My Melody real quick, I mean, just look at the texture on the plush. It's not consistent with the rest of the Squishmallow, so something definitely happened there. And well, we got another Squishmallow from the same line. It's Pom Pom Puddington, but I'm good. It didn't look like anything special. Well, enough of that. Let's move on to the toy section proper. Something caught my eye right away, but it was just a Dogman action figure that we saw earlier today. I see there's lots of Vibration Stars paint anime figures, Bendy Flash is still here unsurprisingly, and it's been a while since I've seen the Mega Construct Squirtle Evolution set. It goes for 15 Smackers, and that averages to 10 Kennedys per Pokemon. During my time at Orlando, Florida, I was busy enjoying Epic Universe, Universal Studios Florida, and Islands of Adventure with some loved ones. There were some nearby discount stores, but as we didn't have a rental car, I would have needed to use rideshare services, and that would have been costly. Honestly, I really didn't want to do any content while I was on vacation and instead focus on enjoying the trip itself. Alright, that should be a long enough useless side note to get through the empty space where there wasn't much to see. Actually, maybe not, and I think I'm out of material to work with. Oh, right on time. Thank fuck for that. We got a Click Figs Buzz Lightyear action figure. I previously saw a Monsters Inc. Sully from the same line at DD's Discounts not too long ago. $5 seems alright. There's no way you could get this for less shipped online, so I'm not gonna bother looking it up. When I first saw this Grand Line Series special Nefeltari Vivi a few months back, she sold out fast, and now she's just hanging around. Did I say that in a previous video? I'm getting deja vu. Did I say that same thing in response to the first response before as well? Maybe it's deja vuception. The racing helmet packaging design on the Zero Speed Heroes thing was pretty clever, but not clever enough for me to buy. I'm not seeing much else, so let's switch over to the end cap with all of the hanging merch. And it looks like there's some new stuff, mostly mixed with old crap. We got a new Pokemon Battle figure set. Here's a 3-pack with Squirtle, Absol, and Skullrupee. I only know Squirtle since I stopped following Pokemon early into Johto. It's 70 dimes each for the 3-pack, so that's an average of 2 1/3 Shelders per Pokemon. Who the hell in the right mind would want a Flavor Flav action figure? That's a waste of plastic. And I guess Ross is getting all sorts of Pokemon Battle figure packs. There's 2 more here, and that Galarian Ponyta is pretty fire and tempting to buy. This one, however, if I could get it off the damn hook, just give me a second here. There we go. It pretty much sucks. Before we piece out of this Ross, I did a second run of the shelves and found an Avatar Jake Sully action figure by McFarlane Toys. I'm pretty sure this could be paired with the Banshee I found at the previous Ross. Big oof on the price tag though, so that's a no-go for me. It's still cheaper than Amazon, so maybe someone will want it. At the top of the shelf, I found a Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Movie Crab Mech Battle playset. This is going to be difficult for vertically challenged people like me, but I overcame the odds. This is a neat find, and I want to say I saw this at Marshall's last year, but I might be thinking of a different playset. Whatever the case is, it's at Ross now. The included Sonic action figure is of the 2.5-inch scale variety. Also, you can't go wrong with giant robotic crabs, especially when they go for 18 clams, right? The lowest online pricing I saw was on eBay for about 29 Sacagaweas. This is super cool, but I'd rather get my hands on the larger Sonic 3 merch that have been appearing at Ross lately. It's time for DD's Discounts, and let's see if they've got anything to offer us this time. It has been slow for the past few weeks, but I think they've been gradually picking up steam again. The plushie section is looking the same, and we got a repeat offender. The Christmas Elf Cinnamoroll Squishmallow we saw at Ross, and there's another repeat offender which I previously bought, Bridget the Bat Cow. Halloween is just around the corner. Did you all decorate for the occasion? I only put out my Halloween plushies. Ooh, there's another one. It's one of the Halloween food Squishmallows. It's Mondi the candy apple with a worm coming out of her. I can say I'm fortunate enough to have never seen an actual worm and an actual apple. Okay, it's time for the main shelf. Hopefully we'll find some good stuff, and this Dustbuster Iron Man isn't exactly what I was hoping for. This DD's Discounts has the Animal Crossing Captain's Island Boat Tour Lego set as well. Last week Walmart had the best price at $20, but now it's no longer available, thus DD's Discounts now has the best price for that set by default. The 2 sweetest words in the English language. Anything that isn't off-brand discount store slop are just recent repeats, so yeah, none of this stuff is really special, but maybe there's gonna be something on the end cap. Spoiler alert, there wasn't. It was pretty much all repeats and slop here as well. This is an obnoxiously wide basketball. See, that's what happens when you hang too much crap off the hooks. You breathe on them and everything just comes crashing down. Alright, there's no more signs of life here, so onto the checkout area. So it was mostly the same stuff I saw at the DD's Discounts I went to during the previous outing. In case you missed it before, DD's Discounts has Ichibancho Jinbei for 22 clams, and the lowest online price I've seen was from Big Bad Toy Store. If you're a Jinbei enjoyer, don't pass up on that deal. There was only one new thing I saw at this checkout area, and it wasn't that Funko Pop figure. It was this My Hero Academia Break Time Collection Izuku Midoriya. This is definitely a DD's Discounts first timer, and it's maintaining the usual 1300 penny price point associated with MHA figures. The rest has been the typical fare we've seen at DD's Discounts before, Pokemon Legendary Birds, Funko Pop figures, etc. So we're gonna move on to the next stop, which is another Ross. There's a lot of stuff here, but it remains to be seen if there's anything new. That Nigeri Hado figure has been a constant 10 buckaroos, just like the companion The Million figure in front of her, and for whatever ungodly reason that Denki Kaminari figure got up to 72 quarters. He could barely move at $10, so 100 dimes certainly won't work. Infinity Ultron is rather cool. I haven't watched all of What If, but I did see snippets of the episode featuring that character, and I thought it was hilarious. By the way, I had a feeling more price jumps would be happening as we approach Red Table season, and despite what we just saw with Denki Kaminari, I'll provide a slight spoiler for future videos and tell you that things will get better. Alright, let's move on to the main shelf, and the first order of business is the return of the Turtles of Grayskull Reptile Wars Donatello action figure. It's been a few months since I last saw this, and it's still the same price of 13 smackers. I've been seeing more Turtles of Grayskull stuff, so if you missed out before, you got another chance to acquire them. There's still a lot of those off-brand crappy RC cars, but with the holiday season incoming, I think far more desirable collectibles will be taking up just as much space. Heck, I hope it pushes the slop off to the side, but because these are discount stores, trash and treasure have to coexist. Oh, check that out. The 2.5-inch action figure playsets from the Sonic 3 movie have finally made their way to discount stores. They're priced the same as all of the other 2.5-inch action figure sets from Super Mario and classic Sonic sets, and in case you forgot, that's $13. Look who it is again. It's our girl Nefertari Vivi. I told you she's been hanging around. This was the Ross where I passed on that glitter and glamorous Boa Hancock figure, and she was nowhere to be seen. Hopefully the person who got her is a Boa Hancock enjoyer. Get used to that happening multiple times each outing, with an increasing frequency as we fall deeper into the holiday season. Oh look, we got something different. I don't know if this is the first timer, but we have a King of Artists Suguru Geto from Jujubee Kaisen weighing in at 200 minus 180 half paper Jeffersons. It looks like there's more recent repeats back here, so I guess it's a good time to ask you to hit me with a like and sub if you're enjoying yourselves. If you have access to the hype feature, I'd appreciate one of those as well. We're about halfway through the journey, and thanks for sticking with me. There's nothing else to highlight, so I think it's safe to call it quits early at this Ross and go somewhere I usually don't stop by, and that's TJ Maxx. TJ Mid's toy section is more desolate than their counterpart Marshall's, but there's an impressive selection of Funko Pop figures here today. I mean, check out Charlie Brown. Bro fits into the Funko Pop format seamlessly. He's even got an actual Good Grief speech bubble on him. I'm very tempted to buy this, but good grief on the $10 price tag. That's so damn close to retail, so why even bother? Same thing goes for this Incredible Hulk. It's really awesome looking, but it's 10 clams. I don't care if it's $3 less than Amazon because this is well above the pricing for standard Funko Pop figures at discount stores. I really like how this Dragon Knight looks, but sadly, he's also got the Nintendo DS price tag of 1,000 pennies. Ugh, I could say the same for Mewtwo as well. If these were like 12 Kennedys, I would have gone for them. I said I rarely go to TJ Mids and Marshalls, and you're seeing one of many reasons why. Let's get out of here and move on to a Burlington, and it's been a while since I was last at this location. That was several months ago, and at that time, the shelves at the toy section were barren. It looked like how the Ross toy section does on Christmas Eve. Even though the toy section is looking a lot healthier compared to the last time I was here, there still wasn't much going on for the collector. Oh man, it's been several weeks since I was last at Burlington, and I totally forgot about those godforsaken RC helicopter things. I remember that those are complete ripoffs at around 23 bucks. Good luck trying to sell those. As you can see, there's not much going on. Girls' toys and baby toys, though I could go for a Disney Princess dollhouse sort of thing. We also got the obligatory junk cars. Things still kinda suck here, but we're in the holiday season, so things are gonna pick up, and Burlington usually starts off amazing, then gradually falls off as we get closer to Christmas. See all this stuff right here? This is all junk that never moves, yet new stock of these things keep appearing. When it comes to those Dragon Ball Flash trading figures, I feel like people steal them more often than they buy them. Just an observation, and the only thing worth highlighting was the Simpsons Family multi-pack for 10 clams. This was 15 bucks when I last saw it at Burlington. I said I would buy this if I saw it at $10, but now that it's in front of me, I actually need to think on this for a bit. After some critical thinking, I'm gonna pass because I want larger sized action figures. Someone else can have this, and with that, onward to Five Below. I gotta remember to not sleep on Five Below during the holidays. They don't hit super hard like Ross, but they still have some good stuff. That's a crapload of Spider-Man Tsum Tsums. Plushie enjoyers, which product is superior, Squishmallows or Tsum Tsums? I have to go with the former. By the way, who the heck's gonna buy a plush Reese's cup? Just buy the damn chocolate. Never mind that, we got a Pikachu Squishmallow bag clip for 500 pennies. I love me some bag clips, and this will go great on a Loungefly backpack. Easy decision if you ask me. The other sections were relatively the same as before, but at the front of the store, there was a big old metal bucket full of 50-dime Lababies. You know, the totally not Labubu Labubus. If you're priced out of Labubus, I guess you could go with the off-brand competitors. It's funny how copycat and bootleg Labubus have their own appeal and following. I guess it's not surprising though. I personally know people who collect bootleg stuff, whether it's clothes, plushies, or figures. I passed up on these before and kinda regretted it, so I'm gonna walk away with one today. Which Lababy to choose though? Did anyone catch their names earlier? No? Well, Cece's pink, Bobo's glasses, and Coco's brown, but I'm going with green Lulu. Here's a place I haven't been to for these outings, a Salvation Army. I've had zero luck with thrift stores when it comes to these videos, but maybe it's a goodwill curse. That's interesting. I found a Pochita plushie right off the bat. It's neat, cheap, but kinda dirty. A run in the washing machine should fix that, but I feel like it might damage the chainsaw portion of Pochita. I think I'll pass on this. Let's move on. Okay, even from here I could tell those are Squishmallows sitting on the top shelf in the distance, and oh my god, that's a Tuxedo Sam, specifically a 20-inch ice cream sundae Tuxedo Sam. This was a Costco exclusive, and I guess someone didn't want it anymore. I believe Costco sold these for 25 to 30 greenbacks back in 2022, and Salvation Army was selling it for only 5 Jeffersons. Tuxedo Sam didn't really look dirty, and I was tempted to buy him. Also, I noticed that there were 2 price tags on him, the $10 yellow price tag up top, and behind him, there was a 4 Kennedy price tag. There's no way in hell this was gonna sell for that low, especially when the other Squishmallows were in the 4 to 6 smacker range. The decision to buy Tuxedo Sam or not is going to require some serious thinking, but in the meantime, I want to see what other Squishmallows are here. I did see a familiar one, this Ravenclaw. I bought one of these as a Christmas gift for the wife last year. I'm going to quickly walk around the shelves, and even at these blazing upper moon speeds, you could still see the decent selection of stuff. I could tell you that most of these plushies were reasonably priced and not an automatic $6, unlike everything at that stupid Goodwill I used to go to. Well, I've had more than enough time to think about it, and I'm making the executive decision to liberate Tuxedo Sam from the stuffy, dusty thrift store. Actually, that does look like a bit of a stain there, but then again, that's nothing my washing machine can't handle. That spot looks a bit dirty as well, but maybe it's just the lighting. Oh whatever, it's gonna get washed regardless. Hello Dominic the Dragon, I know someone who would love you very much, but she'll make the decision to liberate you from here. It's not up to me, but I'll go find her, and it turns out I was right with my statement because, well, I don't even need to say it. Just look. These boys need to get washed, and thanks to Tuxedo Sam, they barely fit in the washing machine, so I think
One eternity later.
Unless I missed something, this is my very first all plushie haul. There's a first for everything, isn't there? And that does it for another toy bargain hunting outing. I'm a bit behind due to my week-long vacation and getting sick immediately after, but I hope to be caught up with the Red Table madness soon. If you made it this far, type Squishmallow in the comments. Thank you for sticking around, and if you have some more time on your hands, please check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you later.